Hey there, y'all. Disney D Prince here today with another Barbie-ish review. So, I had been on the hunt for a while for good Barbie horses. And I had basically two qualifiers. I wanted them to be more in scale with Barbie, and I wanted them to be articulated. Well, articulated was semi-easy to find in the Barbie horses, but a lot of those were automated walker dolls or the high steppers you find pretty easily. But they were still about normal Barbie size, where the back of the horse comes up to Barbie's waist or a little higher, but not much. And then if you wanted to go in size, like in scale to Barbie, really, there were a couple of options within Barbie. Not a ton, but most of those weren't articulated. In fact, none of them that were produced by Barbie were in scale and articulated. So I had to widen my search. So I eventually found these two lovely, lovely beauties right here that are made by Spin Master. These were made in 2010 for the Live Doll line. Now, if you know doll collecting, you know Live Dolls. They were pretty ahead of their time when it came to articulations and wig swapping and fashions. They were very well articulated, and even now on the secondary market, they still sell pretty well. I have a couple of Live Dolls, but I didn't get those on purpose. They came in bulk lots, but I was pretty impressed with their fashions. But again, Live Dolls have a bit too large of a head for me to really want to collect. So I kind of wrote off the whole line. So instead, I went to the Barbie Made to Moves. But I just love these horses. These are two out of the three that Spin Master made in 2010, and then they never made them again. I'm guessing because they were too expensive to make. Because look at this detailing on the saddle. Like, that is, like, there are stirrups down here. Like, that's great. There's a bridle. This should have had reins, but I got this used. And so he got a bit of a, like, a little bit of a hair trim on his tail and his mane. And he did used to have, like, a curly Q up here. And somebody cut that off, which I'm not too mad about because it looks a little weird on a horse. But he does look really good. Like, his neck articulates all the way up and down like that. It's as low as it goes. And then his legs articulate there right at the shoulder joint, down here at the knee, and down here at the hoof for lots of different posing abilities. The only problem is when you have them like three hoofs on the ground, you don't get really a ton of stability when it comes to it. In fact, most of the time you're not going to be able to stand them up right when they're not articulated correctly. But you can photograph them in this manner. Just kind of holding them up out of sight. But they are really good. Like, these are great doll horses. When they came out initially, they were retailing at, I think, $19.99. Only one of them was sold on their own, and that was this blonde one over here. Right there, or the Palomino right there. And see, it does have this curly Q up here that kind of hangs down. And see, this one has the reins and the little straps to tie on saddlebags. Also, that was probably the most complete one that I got. And in fact, he has all of his hair, all of his long tail. The only thing he didn't have was this saddle blanket that was supposed to go under, but these saddles are so tight that I didn't even worry about it. I just threw a Malibu beach towel on the back right there just because I had it sitting around, and it goes with her outfit that she's wearing. But just look at how much more in scale she is to this horse. Like, if I were to take Teresa, who's a petite, that's where she comes up to. A normal Barbie horse would probably hit her here. This one has another inch or two of clearance, and Teresa's in some pretty big heels. But like, let me show you on a normal body, because Teresa is on a petite body. Or on a normal height body. This is actually a curvy body. But see, those shoulders come right up to the back, which is appropriate horse size, because when you're standing next to a horse, your head's going to be about their head height for a normal quarter horse. Assuming that Daisy and Barbie are around, 5'9", 5'10". Tall for girls, but not for Barbie. Teresa would probably rank in at like 5'5", 5'4", most likely on a petite. But these are great. And more importantly, they are in scale. And if you look, you can get them pretty cheap. There's a third one that's gray, and she goes for a little more expensive, I find, because the gray one and the dark brown one were the ones that were sold in packs together with the doll. And so those were originally marketed for about 30 with the doll, and then the horse itself I think was between 15 and 20 if I'm not mistaken. And that was this one. And so you're going to find this one a lot more frequently than you're going to find the brown or the gray. I haven't actually managed to score myself a gray that's at an appropriate price point for me, because when they're used, I don't want to pay more than they cost in the box originally. So I'm kind of picky about picking up things like that. But these are great horses because they are the right size. Like, even compared to a Ken doll, these horses are appropriately sized. Like, here's one of my BMR Kens. And again, he comes up to just above the horse's head, which is great. Because a lot of horses' heads will come up to about here with Barbie, and their backs are around here, which is fine, but that's not a horse. You can't really sit them in a saddle. See, look, most Barbies, when you have them in their saddles that they come with, their feet are pretty close to the ground. Their feet aren't anywhere near the ground. Like, I can fit my whole giant hand under there and not touch her shoes. So there is the appropriate amount of clearance for a doll horse, which is what I loved. And yes, that is our music producer Barbie, and she is on her laptop on a horse, because in my mind, she is one of those Hallmark movie women that goes off to the country and falls in love with her Prince Charming that's a rancher, but she's still trying to get service for her marketing job back home. So these are great horses, and I am really excited that I've been able to pick up a couple of them. And I do actually have 2 more of these on order, because I have a whole thing that I want to do on my Instagram. But a lot of my Instagram is behind because I have to find the time to rearrange this whole area from my filming setup to my photography setup, which is not as easy as it sounds. So these are great. Like, they're great horses. There's another one that's a 1980s horse that's pretty well articulated, but instead of having the neck articulation, they have the head articulation where the head's just up and down. And I did think about getting one of those, but at the last minute, I decided I was going to get these. And these are honestly like my favorites. Now, with these, you're very rarely going to find them with their saddles. which is unfortunate, but it's just kind of like how it is. Now, a normal Barbie that's not articulated is not really going to look great on these. Like, here, let me show you what Teresa would look like on the back of this horse. And these do have names. I think this one is Maple or Walnut, I think. But, okay, so here is Teresa on the back. As you can see, her legs and her hips don't really accommodate it. Like, she can go on, but her legs go straight out. So she looks a little silly. If you do have a Barbie that has articulated knees, she'll probably work on one of these. It's just the matter of fact that I prefer all of my dolls to be made to move because there's no chance that they're not going to fit on something like this. Like here, if I take Ken and I put him in there. Let me see, he's going to be riding in his underwear, which is not something I would normally do, but he's got that right there to hold on, and bada boom. His feet are a little high for the straps, but you can actually put them in the stirrups. Like, he works. That's a comfortable riding position, and it's the perfect size. So I did do a lot of searching on the internet trying to figure out which horses were the best for Barbies, and I got a lot of like random stuff. So I just thought I'd kind of throw this video out there and show you guys just some of the options. So again, these are Live Doll horses. They're by Spin Master. You can generally find them by putting Spin Master in, because there is a brand on here somewhere. Yes, here it is. Okay. So Spin Master is written on there, 2010. So you can see those right there. Spin Master Inc. So that's generally how a lot of people will list these horses, is Spin Master horse is what I've found. So they're very pretty. The manes are not normally as short as his, but I actually like this one a little bit better because the other one looks a little choppy, and I actually want to take like thinning shears to it along the bottom just to kind of get rid of these blunted edges right down here. But yeah, so again, these are great. If you really like them, there are some that still get listed in the box, and that's going to be Live Doll horses, and you'll find their individual names that way, and they are very cute. And they have these glass eyes like the Live Dolls have, so they're not painted, so it does give it a little more realistic quality. And yeah, I think these would be great if you wanted to custom do a horse, which is why I got a couple of extras of the Palominos. But yeah, and this is more American Quarter Horse than Palomino. See, it's even got the Black Beauty diamond here in the front. They didn't make a black one of these, which I'm kind of sad for, and I might paint one of my Palominos black and then just dye her mane, depending on the quality, because some of the ones that I ordered have a bunch of nicks and scrapes on them, but they still look just amazing in my opinion. So if you are in the market for Barbie horses, set yourself an eBay alert or a Mercari alert or something, because unfortunately these are vintage. You're going to find them in whatever state you find them. If you're willing to pay more, I think in the box they go for like 60 or 70 right now. If you want a horse that hasn't been played with and that definitely has all of its accessories. But like most of the time you're going to find them with at least the bridle. Sometimes you'll find them with a bridle and the reins, sometimes just the saddle, and sometimes without any of the accessories. But either way, these are all great horses. I'm so excited I got them. I just kind of wanted to make a quick video for today and show you guys. Because I think all too often Mattel is releasing horses that are not horse size, which is it throws me off too much. And then, as a quick little, how you doing? Here's our Marilyn. Woohoo. She says, diamonds are a girl's best friend. But yeah. Just another one of my vintage things that came in the other day that I haven't found a place for yet. I can't decide if I'm going to rebody Marilyn or not, because I'd get 3 of her, 3 different ones for a really good price. And also some cute sweaters from Charles and Banks that are doll size. So that's the horses. They are really cute. They're really appropriately sized. They are articulated. To pose them in certain areas, you're going to have to kind of string them up if you want to pose them. Just because once you take them off all 4 hooves, they don't stand up completely on their own. But they are beautiful. The attention to detail is great here, especially around the face. Look at that coloration around the eyes. I don't love this one's face as much as I love the brown ones, just because she has these eyelashes, which are kind of unrealistic. She looks a lot more like a Barbie horse, this one. But I feel like that's why this one and the gray one go for a little bit more, because they take on a little less cartoonishness. But yeah, so those are the Live Doll horses by Spin Master, originally produced in 2010. You can get them vintage now, because these are technically, we're going into 2022 now, so these are 12-year-old dolls, 12-year-old horses. So they're in really good condition, because the construction, the quality was there when they first made it, which is a great part of the Live Doll line, is their construction was really high up there. So if you guys have any questions about these horses, let me know. If I do get another one of these in and decide to paint it, I'll do a progress video or something like that probably. So thanks for watching. Be good, y'all. Bye.